The crystal chandelier's chain snaps at exactly 2:15 on a Thursday afternoon, and I watch $3,000 worth of Italian glass plummet toward the parquet floor in what feels like slow motion. My body moves before my brain catches up. I lunge forward, arms outstretched, and somehow, miraculously, catch the massive fixture against my chest. The impact drives the air from my lungs. Sharp edges bite through my blazer into my skin. But I hold on. Emma! Veronica's shriek echoes through the empty ballroom. Oh my God, are you okay? I lower the chandelier carefully to the floor, my arms trembling. Blood seeps through my white shirt sleeve where the crystal cut me. I'm fine. The chandelier's fine. That's what matters. That's what matters? Veronica stares at me like I've lost my mind. You could have been seriously hurt. And Mrs. Chen would have invoiced us for the replacement. I press my hand against the cut, wincing. We can't afford that right now. The truth sits heavy between us. Luminescence Events, the boutique event planning company where I work as senior coordinator, is hemorrhaging money. Our owner, the perpetually absent Richard Ashford, has expensive tastes and terrible business sense. The rest of us scramble to keep the company afloat while he vacations in the Maldives. You need stitches, Veronica says, examining my arm. I need to finish setting up for the Morrison wedding. I glance at my watch, 4 hours until guests arrive. Can you grab the first aid kit? She disappears into the storage room, muttering about my stubbornness. I survey the ballroom with a critical eye, mentally ticking through my checklist. Centerpieces, perfect. Lighting, needs adjustment. Seating chart, finalized. Bar station, fully stocked. Everything has to be flawless. My reputation depends on it. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I pull it out with my good hand, and my stomach drops when I see the text from my sister Lily. They're saying I need another round of treatment. Insurance won't cover all of it. I'm so sorry, Em. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. I close my eyes and do the math I've done 1,000 times before. Hospital bills, 12,000 outstanding. Lily's new treatment, estimated 8,000 more. My rent, 3 weeks overdue. My savings account, $243.16. The numbers don't work. They never work. Found it! Veronica returns with the kit, along with my backup blazer. Put this on. You can't meet clients looking like you just survived a murder attempt. She's right. I shrug out of my ruined blazer and shirt, replacing them with the spare while she applies butterfly bandages to my arm. The cut isn't as bad as it looked, all that blood from a relatively shallow gash. There's a new client meeting at 3, Veronica says, checking her tablet. Mr. Ashford was supposed to handle it, but he's unreachable. She makes air quotes with obvious disdain. Of course he is. I button the clean blazer. What's the event? Some kind of charity gala. Big budget, short timeline. They want to book the Azure Hall for 6 weeks from now. 6 weeks? That's barely enough time to plan a birthday party, let alone a gala. But big budget means big commission, and I desperately need that commission. I'll take it, I say. You sure? You look exhausted. I am exhausted. I'm always exhausted. Between 60-hour work weeks and sleeping on Lily's hospital room couch more nights than not, exhaustion has become my permanent state of being. But exhaustion doesn't pay medical bills. I'm sure. At exactly 3 o'clock, I'm stationed in our consultation room, reviewing the Azure Hall's availability on my laptop. The Azure Hall is our crown jewel, a stunning space with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park, capacity for 300 guests, and a price tag that makes most clients flinch. I hear voices in the corridor. Veronica's cheerful greeting, then a man's response. His voice is deep, controlled, with an edge that makes something in my spine straighten instinctively. The door opens. The man who enters my consultation room doesn't walk, he commands space. Tall, probably 6'2", with dark hair styled with deliberate carelessness. His suit is charcoal gray, tailored so precisely it might as well be a second skin. But it's his face that catches me. Sharp jawline, dark eyes that seem to catalog everything in a single sweep, and an expression of absolute certainty. He's accompanied by a woman in her 50s, impeccably dressed, carrying a leather portfolio. "Good afternoon," I say, standing and extending my hand. "I'm Emma Castellano, Senior Event Coordinator. You must be here about the gala?" The man takes my hand. His grip is firm, warm, and brief. "Dominic Salvatore, this is my assistant, Catherine. A pleasure to meet you both. Please, sit." I gesture to the chairs across from my desk. They settle in, and I notice how Catherine defers to him, not obsequiously, but with the respect of someone who knows exactly who they work for. Dominic Salvatore sits with the stillness of a predator, relaxed but alert, comfortable but coiled. "Tell me about your vision for this event," I begin, opening my notebook. "Veronica mentioned it's a charity gala?" "The Salvatore Foundation annual benefit," Catherine explains. "We typically host 300 guests. This year's theme focuses on pediatric cancer research." My pen stills on the page. Pediatric cancer. Lily's diagnosis. The universe has a cruel sense of humor. "That's a wonderful cause," I manage, my voice steady. "Do you have a specific date in mind?" "November 14th, Dominic says. His voice is measured, but there's something beneath it, an expectation that his requirements will be met without question. I check my calendar. That's 6 weeks and 2 days away. That's an extremely tight timeline for an event of this scale. "Is it impossible?" he asks. "No, but it will be challenging." His eyes lock onto mine, and I feel the weight of his attention like a physical thing. "I don't need easy, Miss Castellano. I need capable. Are you capable?" Most clients couch their demands in pleasantries. This man cut straight to the point, and somehow, I respect that. "Yes," I say simply. "I am." Something shifts in his expression, not quite a smile, but a softening around his eyes. "Then let's discuss details." For the next 90 minutes, we talk logistics. Guest list: 280 confirmed, with space for 20 more. Catering: 5-course dinner, premium bar. Entertainment: live orchestra, silent auction, keynote speaker. Budget: he names a figure that makes my pulse quicken. This event could single-handedly save Luminescence's quarter. "You haven't mentioned decor preferences," I note, glancing at my pages of notes. "I'll leave that to your expertise," Dominic says. "Catherine will provide our foundation colors and logo specifications. Beyond that, surprise me." Most clients want approval on design mock-ups. I'm not most clients. No, he certainly isn't. Most clients second-guess every decision, change their minds repeatedly, and micromanage every detail. Dominic Salvatore delegates and trusts. It should make my job easier, but instead, it makes me nervous. When someone gives you complete creative control, the pressure to deliver perfection intensifies. "I'll prepare a comprehensive proposal and send it to you by Monday," I say. "That will include venue layouts, menu options, decor concepts, and a detailed timeline." "I'd prefer to review it in person." He pulls out his phone. "Are you available tomorrow, 7 p.m.? Tomorrow is Friday. I'm supposed to spend the evening at the hospital with Lily, but this commission could cover her next round of treatment." "I can make that work," I say. "Should I come to your office?" "I'll send you the address." He stands, buttoning his suit jacket in a single fluid motion. "Thank you for your time, Miss Castellano." "Please, call me Emma." His eyes meet mine again, and this time, there's definite warmth. "Emma, I look forward to seeing what you create." Catherine hands me a business card and her portfolio. "All our foundation materials are in here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call." I walk them to the door, watching as they disappear down the corridor. Dominic Salvatore moves like he owns the building, which, for all I know, he might. Veronica appears at my elbow the moment they're gone. Holy shit, Emma. Language, I say automatically, still staring at the empty corridor. Do you know who that was? Dominic Salvatore. He runs the... He doesn't just run a foundation. Veronica's voice drops to a whisper. Emma, that's Dominic Salvatore. His family basically owns half of New York. I return to my desk and do what I should have done before the meeting. I search his name. The results flood my screen. Dominic Salvatore, 34, heir to the Salvatore business empire. Real estate, restaurants, construction, import-export. His family's name appears in connection with Manhattan's most prestigious developments. There are society photos. Dominic at galas, at gallery openings, at charity events, always impeccably dressed, always with beautiful women on his arm. But there are other articles too, carefully worded pieces that hint at something beneath the legitimate business ventures, references to alleged connections, investigations that went nowhere, rumors of a world that operates in shadows. My stomach tightens as I click through more results. There's a pattern in what's not said, in the careful language journalists use when they can't prove something, but everyone knows it's true. Dominic Salvatore isn't just wealthy. He's powerful in ways that have nothing to do with bank accounts and everything to do with fear, loyalty, and control. Emma, Veronica peers at my screen. You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. I just agreed to plan an event for a... I can't say it out loud. Can't give voice to the suspicion crystallizing in my mind. For a very influential man, Veronica finishes carefully. His foundation does incredible work, Em. The pediatric cancer wing at St. Catherine's, that's Salvatore money. The scholarship program for underprivileged kids, also them. Whatever else they might be, they do real good in this city. I want to find comfort in that. I want to believe the charitable work negates whatever else might be true. But I keep seeing the way Dominic moved, the way people in the corridor stepped aside without him asking, the way Catherine deferred to him with something that looked like fear disguised as respect. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Address attached. Come alone. DS. Come alone. The words send ice through my veins. No professional client would phrase it that way. No legitimate businessman would. Another text appears before I can finish the thought. Catherine will be there as well. Alone, meaning no colleagues. I prefer discretion in the early planning stages, as if he knew exactly what I was thinking, as if he anticipated my fear and addressed it before it could take root. I stare at the address he sent. It's not an office building in Midtown. It's a residential address in Tribeca, one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Manhattan. He wants me to come to his home. Veronica reads over my shoulder. Emma, maybe this isn't a good idea. It's a consultation meeting. Catherine will be there. At his private residence, on a Friday night. She crosses her arms. This is how every true crime documentary starts. This is also how I pay for Lily's treatment. The words come out sharper than I intend. I'm sorry, I don't have the luxury of being cautious right now. Veronica's expression softens. I know, honey, but promise me you'll text me when you get there and when you leave, and share your location. I promise. That night, I sit beside Lily's hospital bed while she sleeps, my laptop balanced on my knees, designing mood boards for the gala. The pediatric ward is quiet, except for the steady beep of monitors and the soft squeak of nurses' shoes on linoleum. Lily stirs, her eyes fluttering open. At 19, she should be in college, worrying about midterms and boys. Instead, she's fighting for her life. You're still here, she mumbles, her voice thick with medication. Where else would I be? Living your life. She reaches for my hand. You don't have to spend every night here, Em. I want to be here. Liar. But she smiles, squeezing my fingers weakly. Tell me about work. Something good. I tell her about the gala, carefully editing out my concerns about Dominic Salvatore. I describe the Azure Hall, the budget, the cause, pediatric cancer research, which makes her eyes brighten despite her exhaustion. Maybe some kid will benefit from that research, she says softly. Maybe they'll find the answer just in time. Just in time. The phrase hangs between us, heavy with all we don't say. Lily's prognosis is good, her doctors assure us. But good isn't certain. Good isn't guaranteed. Good still requires money we don't have for treatments insurance won't fully cover. Get some rest, I tell her, kissing her forehead. I'll be back tomorrow after my meeting. The gala meeting? Yeah. Wear that navy dress, she says, already drifting back to sleep. The one that makes you look like you own the world. I smile despite myself. I'll think about it. But as I ride the subway home to my shoebox apartment in Brooklyn, I'm not thinking about dresses. I'm thinking about the way Dominic Salvatore looked at me, like I was a puzzle he intended to solve. I'm thinking about the careful way journalists write about his family. I'm thinking about how desperately I need this job, and how dangerous it might be to accept it. The universe offered me a lifeline today. I just can't tell if it's a rope to safety or a noose tightening around my neck. Friday arrives faster than I'm ready for. I spend the day finalizing my proposal, creating digital mock-ups of the Azure Hall, transformed into an elegant winter wonderland, silver and ice blue, sophisticated without being cold, luxurious without being ostentatious. At 5:30, I leave the office and head home to change. Lily's voice echoes in my head, and I pull out the navy dress she mentioned. It's simple, professional, with a modest neckline and hem that falls just above my knees. I pair it with low heels, practical for walking New York streets, and minimal jewelry. In the mirror, I look competent, professional, like someone who knows what she's doing, even when she doesn't. I arrive at the Tribeca address at 6:55. The building is a converted warehouse with a discreet entrance and a doorman who nods as if expecting me. Miss Castellano? Mr. Salvatore is in the penthouse. He said to send you up. The elevator is all glass and steel, rising swiftly. My reflection stares back at me, and I see the girl who grew up in a cramped apartment in Queens, who worked 3 jobs to put herself through college, who never imagined standing in a building like this. The elevator opens directly into the penthouse, and Dominic Salvatore is waiting. The penthouse is nothing like I expected. I'd imagined cold minimalism, the kind of sterile luxury that screams money but lacks soul. Instead, I'm standing in a space that feels lived in. Warm wood floors, exposed brick walls, floor-to-ceiling windows showcasing Manhattan's glittering skyline. Books line built-in shelves. Art that looks personal, not purchased by a decorator, hangs on the walls. Dominic stands by those windows, still in a suit, but with his jacket removed, tie loosened, sleeves rolled to his elbows. He looks more human this way, less armor, more man. Emma. He turns, and something in his expression shifts when he sees me. You're early. I'm exactly on time. A hint of a smile. Most people interpret 7 p.m. as 7:15. I'm not most people. No, he agrees, studying me with that intense focus that makes my skin warm. You're not. Catherine emerges from what I assume is a home office, tablet in hand. Emma, wonderful. I've set up everything in the dining room. Can I get you something to drink? Wine? Coffee? Water? Water would be great, thank you. She disappears into the kitchen, and I'm alone with Dominic. The space between us feels charged, heavy with something I don't want to name. Your home is beautiful, I say, needing to fill the silence. Thank you. I acquired the building 5 years ago. This floor was storage space. I converted it. He gestures toward the dining area. Shall we? The dining table is massive, dark wood that probably seats 12 comfortably. Tonight, it's covered with my proposal materials that Catherine must have printed, along with fabric swatches, design samples, and her own notes. We work for 2 hours. Dominic is exacting, but not unreasonable, asking intelligent questions, pushing back on elements that don't align with his vision. He wants elegance, not extravagance, meaning not empty flash. Every detail should connect back to the Foundation's mission: hope for children fighting battles no child should face. When he talks about the cause, something in his voice changes, softens, like there's a story beneath his words, a reason this matters beyond tax benefits and social obligation. The silent auction, I say, reviewing my list. Do you have items confirmed, or should I reach out to potential donors? I'll handle it. He refills my water glass without asking. I have certain connections that prefer direct contact. Connections. The word carries weight, implications I don't want to examine too closely. I'd also like to include a live auction segment, he continues. 3 premium items. The proceeds will fund a new research initiative at St. Catherine's. I make notes, calculating timing. That adds 20 minutes to the evening. We'd need to adjust the dinner schedule. Do it. Catherine excuses herself around 9:30, leaving me alone with Dominic again. We've moved to the living area, my laptop balanced on the coffee table, his attention fixed on my screen as I walk him through the digital renderings. This centerpiece, he says, pointing to the ice blue floral arrangement. It's stunning, but it blocks sight lines. If people can't see each other across the table, conversation dies. He's right. I'd been so focused on visual impact that I'd sacrificed functionality. Lower arrangements, I say, already adjusting the design. Same flowers, different structure. Better. He leans back, and I'm acutely aware of how close we're sitting on the couch. You're very good at this. Thank you. No, I mean it. His eyes find mine. You see the whole picture, not just aesthetics, but purpose. That's rare. The compliment shouldn't affect me, but it does. When was the last time someone acknowledged my work this way? When was the last time I felt seen? My phone buzzes. Lily's name flashes on the screen and my stomach clenches. She never calls this late unless— Excuse me, I say, already answering. Lily? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Her voice is bright, too bright. I just wanted to tell you that Dr. Morrison stopped by. They're moving up my treatment schedule, starting Monday. Monday. 4 days away. The treatment she needs that insurance won't fully cover. That's good, I manage. That's really good, Lil. Yeah. A pause. Emma, about the cost. Don't worry about it. I'll handle it. How? You can't. I said I'll handle it. My voice is sharper than I intend. Get some rest, okay? I'll come by tomorrow. I end the call and realize my hands are shaking. I press them against my thighs, trying to steady myself, trying to calculate numbers that still don't work even with this commission. Your sister? Dominic's voice is quiet. I'd forgotten he was there. Yes, she's sick. The pediatric cancer ward at St. Catherine's. My head snaps up. How did you? I saw you there last week, Thursday afternoon. You were asleep in a chair in room 417, and your sister was watching you with that look siblings get. Worried, but trying not to show it. The specificity of the details steals my breath. You were visiting the ward? I visit every Thursday, have for 3 years. His expression is unreadable. I fund the ward. I like to see where the money goes. Of course he does. Of course this man who moves through the world with such control would personally oversee his investments, even charitable ones. She's 19, I hear myself say. Diagnosed 8 months ago. She's responding well to treatment, but I can't finish. Can't admit how precarious everything is. But treatment is expensive, and insurance companies are vultures. Not a question, a statement. I'm managing. Are you? The question is too direct, too perceptive. I stand, needing distance. I should go. It's late, and I've taken up enough of your evening. Emma. He stands too, moving into my space with that predatory grace. How much do you need? Excuse me? For your sister's treatment. How much? Heat floods my face. Shame, anger, humiliation mixing into something toxic. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not offering charity. I'm offering a solution. His eyes bore into mine. You need money. I need something only you can provide. What could I possibly... Be my date to the gala. The words hang in the air between us. I stare at him, certain I misheard. Your date, I repeat slowly. Yes. I'm planning your event. I'll already be there. As a coordinator, behind the scenes. He takes a step closer. I'm asking you to attend as my guest, my partner for the evening. Why? Because I want you there. Simple, direct, like everything else about him. Mr. Salvatore. Dominic. Dominic, I correct, my heart hammering. This is... You can't just pay someone to be your date. I can do whatever I want. No arrogance in his voice, just fact. But that's not what this is. I'm asking you to consider an arrangement that benefits both of us. You attend the gala with me. In exchange, I cover your sister's treatment costs, all of them. The offer is too good, too convenient, too dangerous. Why me? I whisper. You could have anyone. Models, socialites, women who actually belong in that world. I don't want someone who belongs in that world. His hand comes up, not touching me, but close enough that I feel the heat of his skin. I want someone real. Someone who understands what it means to fight for people you love. Someone who looks at me like I'm a man, not a bank account or a connection. You barely know me. I know enough. His intensity is overwhelming, magnetic. I know you caught a chandelier today and bled through your sleeve but kept working. I know you spend every night at your sister's bedside. I know you're drowning in bills but you're here, focused on my event, giving it everything you have because that's who you are. How does he know about the chandelier? How does he know any of this? You've been watching me, I say, ice creeping into my voice. I've been paying attention. He doesn't deny it, doesn't apologize. There's a difference. That's not reassuring. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be honest. He steps back, giving me space to breathe. Think about it. You don't have to decide tonight. There's nothing to think about. I'm not... My phone buzzes again. Another text from Lily, and this time it's a photo. A bill from the hospital. The number at the bottom makes my vision swim. $23,000. Due in 30 days. Dominic's eyes flick to my screen before I can hide it. When he looks at me again, there's something new in his expression. Not pity, he's too proud for that. Understanding, maybe. Recognition of a desperate situation. Monday, he says quietly. Your sister starts treatment Monday. That gives you 2 days to decide. And if I say no? Then you say no. I'll still pay for the treatment. I stare at him. Why would you? Because children shouldn't suffer for their parents' poverty. Because your sister deserves a chance. His jaw tightens. And because I know what it's like to watch someone you love slip away while you're powerless to stop it. The admission cracks something in his armor. For just a moment, I see past the control, past the power, to the man beneath. The one who visits hospital wards every Thursday. The one who looks at sick children and sees something that still has the power to hurt him. I need to go, I say, my voice unsteady. I need to think. I'll have my driver take you home. I can get a cab. Emma. He moves to a side table, writing something on a card. My driver, please. It's late, and these streets aren't always safe. He hands me the card. his personal number, written in bold, confident script. "Call me when you decide," he says. "Day or night, I'll answer." The elevator ride down feels surreal. A black town car is already waiting at the curb, driver standing by the open door. The man is broad-shouldered, alert, with the kind of awareness that speaks to military or security training. "Miss Castellano," he says with a slight nod. "I'm Marcus. Mr. Salvatore asked me to see you home safely." I slide into the back seat, and Marcus pulls smoothly into traffic. We're 5 blocks away when I notice the second car following us. "Marcus?" I lean forward. "Is that car?" "Security protocol, ma'am. Nothing to worry about." Nothing to worry about. As if being followed by armed men through Manhattan streets is perfectly normal. But maybe in Dominic Salvatore's world, it is. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. I spend Saturday morning at the hospital with Lily, carefully not mentioning Dominic's offer. She looks tired but hopeful, talking about her treatment schedule, about what Dr. Morrison said about her prognosis. "They're really optimistic, Em," she says, gripping my hand. "Like, really optimistic. They think this round could put me into full remission." Could, might, possibly. The words doctors use when they can't promise anything. "That's wonderful, Lil. There's just—" She hesitates. "The cost. I know you said not to worry, but I've seen the bills. I know what you're dealing with." "I told you." "Emma, please." Her eyes are fierce despite her frailty. "I'm not a child. I know you're working yourself to death for me. I know you've drained your savings, maxed your credit, cards. I know you haven't bought yourself anything new in months, because every penny goes to my treatment." Tears burn behind my eyes. "You're my sister. I'd do anything for you." "I know, but maybe you shouldn't have to." She squeezes my hand. "If there was another way, if someone offered to help—" "There is someone." The words escape before I can stop them. Lily's eyes widen. "What?" I tell her everything. The gala, Dominic's offer, my suspicions about his family business. I watch her face cycle through surprise, concern, and then something that looks like determination. "You should do it," she says when I finish. "Lily, I'm serious. If this man is willing to pay for my treatment just so you'll go to some fancy party with him, you should absolutely do it." "It's not that simple. He's complicated, potentially dangerous. Or he's just a rich guy who likes you." She gives me a look. "When was the last time you went on a date, Em?" "This isn't a date, it's a transaction." "Maybe it starts as a transaction." Her smile is weak but knowing. "Doesn't mean it has to end that way." I want to argue, but a nurse arrives to check Lily's vitals, and the moment passes. I spend the rest of the day trying to focus on work, on other clients, on anything except the card in my purse, with Dominic's number written in bold script. That night, alone in my apartment, I pull out my laptop and do what I should have done from the beginning. I research the Salvatore family thoroughly. What I find turns my blood cold. The legitimate business empire is real: property development, restaurants, import-export. But beneath it, in carefully worded articles and sealed court documents, is a different story. Allegations of money laundering, suspected ties to organized crime, investigations that went nowhere because witnesses disappeared or changed their testimony. Dominic's father, Antonio Salvatore, died 10 years ago under suspicious circumstances. Officially, a heart attack. Unofficially, whispered to be an assassination by a rival family. Dominic inherited everything at 24, an empire built on blood and controlled through fear. I should be terrified. I should delete his number, decline the job, put as much distance between myself and Dominic Salvatore as humanly possible. Instead, I pick up my phone and dial. He answers on the first ring. "Emma." Just my name, spoken in that low voice, and my resolve wavers. I need to know something, I say, and I need you to be honest with me. Ask. Your family, your business, the things people say about you, are they true? Silence stretches between us. I can hear him breathing, can almost feel him considering how much truth to offer. Yes, he says finally. Some of them are. The admission should send me running. Instead, it steadies something inside me. At least he's honest. If I do this, I say slowly, if I agree to be your date to the gala, I need to know I'm safe, that my sister is safe. You have my word. No harm will come to either of you. The word of I can't say it. The word of a man who keeps his promises, steel in his voice now. Always. I close my eyes, thinking of Lily's hospital bill, of her hopeful face, of the chance she deserves. Okay, I whisper. I'll do it. The next 3 weeks blur together in a frenzy of event planning and stolen moments with Dominic that feel increasingly less like business meetings and more like something I can't define. He pays Lily's hospital bills the morning after I agree to his arrangement. The entire balance, plus a deposit to cover future treatments. When I try to thank him, he waves it away, as if $23,000 is pocket change. Maybe to him, it is. We meet frequently to discuss the gala, always at his penthouse, always with Catherine present initially, though she inevitably finds reasons to leave us alone. Dominic is demanding about the event details, but not in the way I expected. He cares about substance over show, about every element serving the mission. This seating chart, he says one evening, studying my careful arrangement. You've put the Castellanis next to the Russos. They're both major donors. I thought, the families have a blood feud going back 3 generations. He takes the stylus from my hand, making adjustments. Put the Russos here, between the Chens and the Morgenthaus, neutral territory. I watch him work, seeing the chess game beneath the social niceties. He's not just planning a party, he's orchestrating a delicate political dance where the wrong seating arrangement could reignite decades-old wars. How do you know all this? I ask. His eyes meet mine. Because my family is one of them. Because I grew up learning that every handshake is a negotiation and every social gathering is a potential battlefield. That sounds exhausting. It is. He sets down the stylus. It's also necessary. In my world, showing weakness gets you killed. The casual way he says it, gets you killed, sends ice through my veins. Is that what happened to your father? The question escapes before I can stop it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. Yes. He cuts me off, but his voice isn't angry, just tired. That's what happened. He trusted the wrong person, showed mercy when he should have shown strength. They killed him for it. Dominic. I was 24 years old, Emma, fresh out of business school, thinking I could modernize the family operations, make us legitimate. His laugh is bitter. My father's murder taught me that legitimacy is an illusion. There's only power and the lack of it. I move closer, drawn by the raw pain in his voice. That's why you do this. The foundation, the hospital ward. You're trying to balance the scales. Maybe. He looks at me, and the vulnerability in his eyes steals my breath. Or maybe I'm trying to prove I'm more than what my last name means, that I can build something that doesn't require blood to maintain. Before I can respond, his phone buzzes. He glances at it, and his entire demeanor shifts, softness replaced by cold calculation. I need to take this, he says, already standing. It's important. He disappears into his office, and I'm left alone in the living room, my heart aching for the boy he must have been. The one who inherited an empire built on violence and has been trying to make peace with it ever since. Catherine appears with coffee. He doesn't usually talk about his father, she says quietly. You're good for him. I don't think anyone can be good for him. Not really. You'd be surprised. She hands me a cup. I've worked for Dominic for 8 years. I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. Heat creeps up my neck. He barely knows me. He knows enough. She settles into a chair. Can I give you some advice, Emma? Woman to woman? I nod. Don't run from this. From him. Her eyes are kind but serious. I know what you must think. I know what you've probably read online. And yes, his family's history is complicated. But Dominic is trying to be different. He needs someone who sees that. Who sees him. I'm not trying to save him. Good. He doesn't need saving. He needs someone who isn't afraid of him. Someone real. She stands. That's you. Dominic returns 20 minutes later, his expression carefully neutral. I need to handle something. Marcus will drive you home. Is everything okay? It will be. He helps me with my coat, his fingers lingering on my shoulders. Emma, about the gala. There's something else I need to ask you. What? I'd like you to move into the guest suite here, just for the week before the event. My heart stutters. Move in? Why? Security. He won't meet my eyes. There are people who've noticed my interest in you. I need to know you're safe. What people? Dominic, you're scaring me. His hands frame my face, forcing me to look at him. I will never let anyone hurt you. Do you understand? Never. But I can't protect you if you're alone in Brooklyn, 45 minutes away. You've had people watching my apartment. Not a question. Yes. The admission should anger me. Instead, it's almost reassuring. Proof that he's taking this seriously, that his concern is real. 1 week, I say. Just until the gala. Relief floods his expression. Thank you. I move into Dominic's penthouse on a Sunday afternoon. 1 suitcase of clothes and my laptop. The guest suite is larger than my entire apartment, with its own bathroom, sitting area, and the same stunning city views. That night, I'm unpacking when I hear raised voices from Dominic's office. I shouldn't eavesdrop, but something in the tone, sharp, aggressive, makes me move closer to my door. Won't be intimidated by him. That's Dominic's voice, cold and controlled. He's making moves, Dom, smart ones. A man's voice, gravelly and tense. The Morettis are backing him now. That gives him resources. Let him make his moves, he'll overextend. And when he does, people die. Is that what you want? Silence. Then, I want peace, but I'll settle for victory. Footsteps approach, and I barely make it back to my bed before my door opens. Dominic stands in the doorway, jacket removed, tie loosened, looking more tired than I've ever seen him. Did I wake you? He asks. No, I gesture vaguely at my suitcase. Settling in. He enters slowly, as if asking permission. There's something you should know. About the gala. About why I needed you here. My stomach tightens. Okay. There's a man. Marco Vitelli. He's been trying to muscle into my territory for months. Legitimate business and otherwise. Dominic sits on the edge of my bed, his shoulders heavy. 3 weeks ago, he made a move against one of my restaurants. Fire in the kitchen, nobody hurt, but the message was clear. What does this have to do with me? His eyes find mine. He's been invited to the gala. It's a charity event. I couldn't exclude him without causing a scene, but he'll be there and he'll be watching, looking for weaknesses. And you think I'm a weakness? I think you're important to me. He reaches for my hand. And in my world, anything important becomes a target. The reality of what I've agreed to crashes down. This isn't just playing dress-up at a fancy party. This is walking into a room full of dangerous men who will see me as leverage against Dominic. Maybe I shouldn't go, I whisper. If you don't go, it signals I was wrong to trust you, that I'm uncertain. His grip tightens. Uncertainty is blood in the water, Emma. These men will tear me apart for it. So I have to go. You have to go. But I swear to you, on everything I am, you will be safe. I'll have security everywhere. Marcus will be in the room. Nothing will happen to you. I want to believe him. I want to trust that his power is enough to protect us both. The next few days pass in a strange domestic rhythm. Dominic works from home, and I coordinate final gala details from his dining table. We eat breakfast together. He makes surprisingly good coffee. We share dinners that Catherine prepares, talking about everything except the danger hovering over us. It feels like playing house, like pretending we're a normal couple in a normal relationship, even though nothing about this is normal. Wednesday night, I wake to sounds in the living room. I grab my phone, 2:17 a.m., and pad quietly to my door. Dominic stands by the windows looking out at the city. He's shirtless, wearing only pajama pants, and I can see scars across his back, old ones, white against his olive skin. Battle scars. Proof that his world has always been violent. Couldn't sleep? I say softly. He turns, unsurprised to see me. Did I wake you? No. I move closer. Bad dreams? Something like that. His eyes trace my face in the dim light. You should go back to bed. So should you. Emma. I'm not afraid of you, Dominic. The words surprise me, but they're true. I'm afraid for you. Something in his expression cracks. Before I can process it, he's crossed the distance between us, his hands framing my face, his forehead resting against mine. I don't deserve you, he whispers. That's not your decision to make. He kisses me then, gentle at first, questioning, as if giving me the chance to pull away. When I don't, when I lean into him instead, the kiss deepens. His arms circle my waist, pulling me flush against him, and I feel the rapid beat of his heart against mine. When we finally break apart, both breathing hard, his eyes are dark with want and something deeper, something that terrifies me more than any danger lurking in shadows. Go back to bed, he says, his voice rough. Before I do something we'll both regret. Would we regret it? His thumb traces my lower lip. I would, because you deserve better than a quick fuck from a man who can't promise you tomorrow. The crude word should shock me. Instead, it's honest, real. Everything about Dominic stripped of social niceties. What if I don't want promises? I hear myself say. What if I just want you? For a moment, I think he'll give in. His control wavers, his grip on my waist tightening. Then he steps back, putting safe distance between us. The gala is in 3 days, he says. After that, you can make that decision. When you're not living in my home, dependent on my protection. When you have a real choice. He disappears into his bedroom before I can respond, leaving me alone with my racing heart, and the ghost of his kiss, still burning on my lips. Thursday morning, everything changes. I'm working at the dining table when Dominic's phone rings. I don't think anything of it, he's on the phone constantly. But then I hear the tone of his voice shift, ice replacing warmth. When? A pause. How bad? He appears in the doorway, his face carved from stone. Emma, I need you to go to your room. Lock the door. Don't come out until I tell you it's safe. What's happening? Now, Emma. The command in his voice propels me forward. I grab my laptop and phone, rushing to the guest suite. Through the door, I hear more voices. Marcus and others I don't recognize. Urgent, clipped conversations. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Tell your boyfriend that protecting you will cost him everything he's built. MV terror floods my system. MV. Marco Vitelli. Another text, this time with a photo attached. It's Lily, asleep in her hospital bed, completely unaware of the man standing in her doorway. His face is partially obscured, but the message is clear. They know where she is. They can get to her. I'm at my door before I consciously decide to move, yanking it open. Dominic! He's in the living room with 3 men I don't recognize, hard-faced, dangerous-looking men who stop talking the instant I appear. Emma, I told you to stay. They have Lily. I thrust my phone at him. Look. His expression goes from anger to cold fury in an instant. He takes my phone, studies the photo, then makes a call. I need a team at St. Catherine's Pediatric Ward, room 417. Now, full protection detail. He ends the call and looks at the assembled men. Bring Vitelli to me. I don't care what it takes. The men disperse like smoke, and suddenly it's just us. Me, trembling with fear and rage. Dominic radiating lethal intent. He threatened my sister, I whisper. I know. He pulls me against his chest, and I feel the thunder of his heart. I'm going to fix this, Emma. I promise you, I'm going to fix this. How? His arms tighten around me. By doing what I should have done weeks ago, by ending this. Within an hour, Dominic's people have turned his penthouse into a command center. Men in dark suits come and go, speaking in low voices, bringing reports. Catherine arrives with her tablet, coordinating security details with military precision. I sit on the couch, Dominic's jacket wrapped around my shoulders, watching him transform. This isn't the man who makes me coffee in the morning, or whose control slips when he kisses me. This is the heir to a criminal empire, cold and calculating, issuing orders that will probably end in violence. Marcus approaches, speaking quietly. We have eyes on the hospital. Your sister's room is secure. 4 men on rotation. Nobody gets within 50 feet. And Vitelli? Dominic's voice is ice. Gone to ground, but we're closing in. Dominic nods, dismissing him, then turns to me. His expression softens slightly when he sees my face. Emma, don't. I stand, shrugging off his jacket. Don't look at me like that. Like what? Like I'm something fragile you need to protect. My voice shakes, but I force the words out. This is what your world is, isn't it? Violence and threats and people you love becoming targets. This is forever. He moves toward me, but I step back. If he touches me now, I'll break. You knew what I was, he says quietly. I was honest with you. Knowing and living it are 2 different things. Tears burn my eyes. My sister almost died tonight, Dominic, a 19-year-old girl with cancer, and someone put a gun in her doorway because of me. Because I agreed to be your date to a fucking party. Emma, what happens after the gala? After this threat is neutralized, there will be another Marco Vitelli, another rival family, another reason for someone to use the people I love against you. I'm crying now, hot, angry tears. I can't live like this. I can't spend every day wondering if Lily is safe, if I'm putting her in danger just by existing in your orbit. He's across the room in 3 strides, his hands framing my face, forcing me to look at him. Then leave. The words hit like a physical blow. After the gala, he continues, his voice rough with emotion, after I've handled Vitelli, after your sister is safe, leave. Go back to your life. Forget you ever met me. Dominic, I mean it, Emma. I won't trap you here. I won't make you choose between your safety and... He stops, his jaw working. I care about you too much to watch you destroy yourself, trying to survive my world. And what about you? I whisper. What happens to you when I leave? His thumb catches my tears. I go back to being what I was before you. Alone, safe in that loneliness. That's not living. Neither is this. He gestures to the controlled chaos around us. You deserve normal, Emma. A man who comes home at 5:30 and worries about mortgage payments, not territorial disputes. Someone who can take you to dinner without checking for exits and potential threats. What if I don't want normal? His eyes search mine, dark and desperate. What if you don't have a choice? Before I can respond, Marcus returns. Boss, we found him. Vitelli's at his club in Brooklyn. He's got maybe 10 men with him. Dominic's expression shifts instantly, vulnerability replaced by lethal focus. Get everyone together. We move in 30 minutes. You're going there. I grab his arm. You're going to... What? Kill him? I'm going to end this. He pulls away gently but firmly. Marcus, take Emma to the safe room. Safe room? I look between them. No, absolutely not. If you're going to... Emma, please. Dominic's voice cracks on my name. Please just do this one thing. Let me know you're protected while I handle this. By locking me in a room like a prisoner? By keeping you alive. His hands cup my face again, and I see fear in his eyes. Real, raw fear. I can handle Vitelli. I can handle the risk to myself. But if something happened to you because I was distracted, because I was worried... He stops, composing himself. Please, Emma. For me. The safe room is behind a hidden panel in Dominic's office. It's bigger than I expected, maybe 15 by 20 feet, with comfortable furniture, a small bathroom, supplies for an extended stay. The walls are reinforced steel disguised as wood paneling. There's a monitor, Marcus shows me, pointing to a screen. Security feeds from throughout the building. If anything happens, if anyone gets past our perimeter, you'll see them coming. How reassuring, I say dryly. He almost smiles. Mr. Salvatore asked me to give you this. He hands me a phone, not the one Dominic gave me before, something different, military grade. It's encrypted. Only he and I have the number. If you need anything, call. Then he's gone, and I hear the electronic locks engage. I'm alone in my gilded cage. I spend the next 2 hours watching security feeds and slowly losing my mind. I see Dominic leave with Marcus and 6 other men, all of them moving with purpose. I see Catherine coordinate from the penthouse, speaking rapidly into her phone. Then the feeds cut out. One by one, the monitors go black until I'm staring at static. My hands shake as I grab the phone Marcus gave me. It rings once before Dominic answers. Emma, are you? The feeds are down, all of them. Silence. Then. Stay in the safe room. Don't open the door for anyone except me or Marcus. Do you understand? Dominic, what's happening? Vitelli's people are better than I thought. Gunfire crackles in the background. They hit the building's security system. We're dealing with it. More gunfire. Shouting. The sound of something heavy hitting the ground. Dominic! I'm fine. Stay where you are. I'm coming back. The line goes dead. I stare at the phone, my heart hammering so hard I can hear it. He said he was coming back. That means he's alive. He's okay. He has to be okay. Minutes crawl by like hours. I pace the safe room, checking the dead monitors, trying to will them back to life. My imagination conjures 1,000 scenarios, each worse than the last. Then I hear it. Footsteps in the office outside. Slow, measured, not rushing like someone fleeing danger. Emma? Dominic's voice. Emma, it's me. I'm opening the door. The locks disengage, and the panel slides open. Dominic stands there, his shirt torn and blood-stained, a cut above his eyebrow still bleeding. But he's alive. He's standing. He's here. I throw myself at him, and his arms close around me like steel bands. I'm okay, he murmurs into my hair. I'm okay. You're okay. We're okay. The blood, not mine, mostly. He pulls back to look at me. It's over, Emma. Vitelli won't be a problem anymore. I don't ask what that means. Don't ask if the man is dead or just neutralized. Some questions are better left unanswered. Your sister's security detail is permanent now, he continues, until she's healthy, until she doesn't need it anymore. Nobody will touch her, I promise you that. Dominic. And you. His hands frame my face, his touch gentle despite the violence still clinging to him. You should go, tonight. Let me have my people take you home, back to your life. Is that what you want? What I want doesn't matter. His voice breaks. What matters is keeping you safe, and the safest place for you is away from me. I pull back, really looking at him. This powerful, dangerous man who just went to war for me, who's standing here bleeding, trying to push me away for my own good. No, I say simply. His eyes widen. Emma. I said no. I step closer, my hands fisting in his ruined shirt. I'm not leaving. I'm not running. And I'm damn sure not missing that gala after everything we've been through to plan it. You can't be serious. I've never been more serious. I meet his gaze without flinching. You think I'm going to let Marco Vitelli win? Let him think he scared me off? Let everyone in your world see that threatening me was enough to break you? It's not about winning. Yes, it is. My voice strengthens. You said showing weakness in your world gets you killed. Well, me running away? That's weakness. That's blood in the water. And I won't do that to you. He stares at me like I'm speaking a foreign language. You're willing to risk your life for optics? I'm willing to risk my life for you. The admission hangs between us, raw and true. I'm not some socialite who doesn't understand the stakes. I know exactly what I'm choosing, and I'm choosing this. I'm choosing you. Something in his expression shatters and rebuilds simultaneously. Emma, the gala is tomorrow night. I'll be there, in that ice blue dress we picked out, on your arm. And everyone who matters will see that I'm not afraid. That we're not afraid. I touch the cut above his eyebrow. Gentle. That's the message we send. Together. He kisses me then, desperate, claiming, tasting of blood and smoke, and something that feels like forever. When we break apart, his forehead rests against mine. You're insane, he whispers. Probably. I smile despite everything. But I'm your kind of insane. The day of the gala arrives with surreal normalcy. I wake in Dominic's bed, our first night actually sleeping together, both too exhausted and emotionally wrung out for anything else. He's already up, standing by the windows in just his pants, looking out at the city. Tell me about your father, I say quietly. He turns, surprised. Why? Because tonight, I meet your world. All of it. And I want to understand the man who shaped it. He's silent for so long I think he won't answer. Then. He was brilliant. Ruthless when he needed to be, but fair. He believed in codes, in honor among thieves. His voice softens. He loved my mother more than anything. When she died giving birth to my sister, who died with her, it broke something in him. I'm sorry. He raised me alone, taught me everything, the legitimate business, the illegitimate one, how to navigate both worlds. Dominic's jaw tightens. And then he trusted the wrong person, showed mercy to someone who didn't deserve it. They killed him for it, shot him in our family restaurant while he was having dinner. I go to him, wrapping my arms around him from behind. You're not your father, Dominic. No. He covers my hands with his. I'm harder, colder. I don't show mercy. Except you do. You showed it to me, to Lily, to everyone your foundation helps. That's different. Is it? I kiss his shoulder blade, right over one of those old scars. Maybe you're exactly what your father wanted you to be. Strong enough to survive, soft enough to care. He turns in my arms, and the look in his eyes makes my breath catch. I love you. The words are simple, direct, undeniably true. I love you too, I whisper back. The gala preparations consume the afternoon. Catherine arrives with a team of stylists who transform me into someone I barely recognize. The ice blue dress fits perfectly, falling in elegant lines that somehow make me look taller, more sophisticated. My hair is swept up, makeup subtle but perfect. The finishing touch is a diamond necklace Dominic presents himself. It was my mother's, he says, fastening it around my throat. She wore it to her first society event. My father said she outshone everyone else in the room. Dominic, I can't. You can. His eyes meet mine in the mirror. You will. Because tonight, you're not Emma Castellano, event coordinator. You're Emma Castellano, the woman who brought Dominic Salvatore to his knees. I didn't. You did. He kisses my temple. And everyone will know it. The Azure Hall is transformed. My vision realized in crystal and silver and ice blue silk. Orchestra music drifts through the space. Waiters circulate with champagne. The 300 guests in attendance represent the most powerful families in New York, legitimate and otherwise. Dominic and I make our entrance fashionably late. The moment we appear, conversations pause, heads turn. I feel the weight of hundreds of eyes assessing, judging, calculating. Steady, Dominic murmurs, his hand warm at the small of my back. You're magnificent. We work the room together. He introduces me to politicians and business moguls, crime bosses and society matrons. I smile, make small talk, pretend my heart isn't hammering with each new face. Some look at me with curiosity, others with thinly veiled hostility, a few with something that might be respect. Dominic. A woman's voice, cold and cultured. What a lovely event. I turn to see a striking brunette in crimson silk, mid-40s, beautiful in a sharp-edged way. Power radiates from her like heat. Sophia. Dominic's voice is carefully neutral. I'm glad you could make it. I wouldn't miss the chance to meet your companion. Her eyes rake over me. Tell me, dear, how did you manage to ensnare New York's most eligible bachelor? I didn't ensnare anyone, I say evenly. I just treated him like a person instead of a bank account. Her smile doesn't reach her eyes. How refreshingly naive. Sophia Moretti, Dominic says, his tone carrying warning. Emma Castellano. Emma is important to you. Sophia's smile sharpens. Yes, that's abundantly clear. I do hope you've considered the implications. Your father made similar mistakes, letting emotions cloud business judgment. My father, Dominic says coldly, knew the difference between love and weakness. Perhaps you should learn it. Sophia's expression hardens, but before she can respond, Marcus appears at Dominic's elbow. Boss, we have a situation. My stomach drops. What kind of situation? The kind that requires my attention. Dominic looks at me. Stay with Catherine. Don't leave the main room. Dominic. Please, Emma. Trust me. He disappears into the crowd with Marcus, leaving me with Catherine, who appears from nowhere. What's happening? I ask. Vitelli's associates. They're here. Her face is grim. Despite everything. I thought, Vitelli himself is neutralized, but his organization is larger than one man. She grips my arm. Stay close to me. Don't draw attention. But it's too late for that. I'm already the center of attention simply by being here, by standing at Dominic's side, by wearing his mother's diamonds. A man approaches, older, silver-haired, with dead eyes. Miss Castellano, a word? I don't think it wasn't a request. His hand closes around my elbow, firm but not painful. Walk with me, now, or I'll make a scene that will ruin your lovely event. Catherine's hand moves toward her purse, but I shake my head slightly. Making a scene is exactly what they want. Proof that Dominic can't control his own gala, his own woman. 1 minute, I say. That's all you get. He steers me toward a quiet corner, behind a massive floral arrangement. You've caused quite a disruption, Miss Castellano. Dominic Salvatore, falling for a nobody. It's made him vulnerable. Then you don't know him very well. I know him better than you ever will. The man leans closer, his breath reeking of cigars. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to leave. Tonight. Walk out of this gala, out of his life, and never look back. No. Then your sister dies. Simple as that. Ice floods my veins. You can't touch her. Dominic has Dominic has security. I have a nurse on the inside. He shows me his phone, a photo of Lily, timestamped 20 minutes ago. One word from me and she receives the wrong medication. An accident. Tragic. Untraceable. My vision tunnels. This is the reality of Dominic's world. Not just threats, but follow through. Not just violence, but calculated cruelty. What's your name? I ask, my voice steadier than I feel. He blinks, surprised. Antonio Ferrara. Well, Antonio Ferrara, here's what's actually going to happen. I pull out my phone, not the encrypted one, my regular phone, and dial. You're going to stand there while I make a call, and then you're going to rethink your entire approach. Who are you? The call connects. Detective Morrison? This is Emma Castellano. Remember when you said if I ever needed anything, I should call? Well, I'm at the Salvatore Foundation Gala, and there's a man here threatening my sister's life. His name is Antonio Ferrara, and he's admitting to having a plant at St. Catherine's Hospital with intent to commit murder. Ferrara's face goes white. You're recording this? I'm calling the police, on speakerphone. I angle my phone so it captures both our voices. Detective, he's right here if you'd like to hear him repeat his threats. Miss Castellano, stay on the line. I'm dispatching units now. Ferrara's hand moves toward his jacket, but suddenly Marcus is there, gun pressed discreetly against the man's ribs. I wouldn't, Marcus says pleasantly. The lady's talking to the police. Making a move now would be exceptionally stupid. Dominic appears, his face carved from ice. Antonio, what an unpleasant surprise. This bitch, that woman, Dominic interrupts, his voice deadly quiet, is under my protection. Threatening her is threatening me, and you know what happens to people who threaten me. The Moretti family is about to have a vacuum in their organizational structure. Dominic gestures, and two more security personnel appear. Because you just confessed to attempted murder in front of witnesses and an active police line, Sophia will disavow you to save herself. Your associates will scatter, and you will spend the rest of your life in a cell trying to remember when exactly you lost everything. Right on cue, sirens wail outside. Through the windows, I see police cars pulling up. Detective Morrison is a friend of the Foundation, Dominic says conversationally. Strange coincidence that, almost like someone anticipated this kind of situation. Ferrara is escorted out by police, quietly, discreetly, so as not to disturb the gala. Most guests never even notice, but those who matter do. I see Sophia Moretti watching from across the room, her expression unreadable. Dominic's hand finds mine. Are you all right? I called the police on a mobster. My laugh sounds hysterical. At a charity gala, while wearing your mother's diamonds. You were perfect. He pulls me close, right there in front of everyone. You were absolutely perfect. The rest of the gala passes in a blur. The silent auction raises record amounts. Dominic gives a speech about the Foundation's mission that has half the room in tears. We dance to the orchestra's final set, and in his arms, I feel safer than I have in weeks. As the last guests depart, Catherine approaches with news. Lily's been moved to a private facility, top-tier security. The threat has been contained. I close my eyes in relief. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank your boyfriend. He's been planning this for days, ever since Vitelli first made contact. I look at Dominic, who's speaking with the orchestra conductor. He knew this would happen. He suspected, and he prepared. Catherine squeezes my arm. You two are good together. You make each other stronger. Later, back at the penthouse, I stand on the balcony watching the sun rise over Manhattan. Dominic joins me, 2 mugs of coffee in hand. So, he says, you called the police. I did. On a member of organized crime, at my gala. I did. I take my coffee, smiling. Are you angry? I'm impressed. He sets down his mug and pulls me against him. Most people in my world solve problems with violence. You solved it with evidence and witnesses. Clean, legal, brilliant. I'm not most people. No. His lips brush my temple. You're not, which is why I'm asking you to stay. I pull back to look at him. Stay? Not just for another week, not just until the next threat. His eyes are intense, vulnerable. Stay with me. Build a life with me. Help me bridge the legitimate and illegitimate sides of my business until maybe, someday, there's only one side, the legal one. Dominic, I know it's fast. I know it's complicated. I know my world is dangerous and uncertain, and not at all what you signed up for when you agreed to plan a gala. His hands frame my face. But I love you, Emma. And I hope, you love me too. I do love you. The words come easily now. But I need to know something. What happened to Vitelli? He doesn't flinch. He's alive. In a hospital in Sicily. He'll recover. But his organization is dismantled, his allies scattered. He's no longer a threat. You could have killed him. I could have. His thumb strokes my cheek. But you were right. There's always another rival, another threat. Killing them all is impossible. Building something strong enough to withstand them, that's the real victory. I think about his father, killed for showing mercy. About Dominic, trying to be different while surviving in a world that punishes difference. About the choice I'm making, not out of desperation this time, but out of love. I'll stay, I say, on one condition. Anything. Lily's treatment, even after she's healthy. I want the foundation to cover other kids too. Expand the pediatric cancer program. Make sure no family has to choose between treatment and bankruptcy. His smile is brilliant. Already in the works. I met with the St. Catherine's board last week. We're doubling our funding. Of course you are. I laugh, kissing him. You're always 3 steps ahead. Only with business. With you? He kisses me back, deep and slow. I've been making it up as I go from day one. 3 months later, the new pediatric cancer wing at St. Catherine's opens. Lily cuts the ribbon, healthy and in remission, her smile bright enough to light the entire ward. Dominic stands beside me, his hand in mine, watching children who will have the chance his mother and sister never got. Your father would be proud, I tell him quietly. I think he would be. He squeezes my hand, not because of the money or the building, because I found what he had, someone worth being better for. 6 months later, I'm still living in the penthouse. My title at Luminescence Events changed to senior partner after I landed 5 more major clients through Dominic's connections. I've learned to navigate his world, which dinners to attend, which meetings to sit in on, when to speak, and when to observe. It's not perfect. There are still threats, still rivals, still dangerous moments. But there are also morning coffees and stolen kisses, and the steady certainty of someone who sees all of me and loves me anyway. 1 year later, Dominic proposes. Not at a fancy restaurant or public event, but at Lily's college graduation. She's healthy, thriving, pursuing pre-med with the fierce determination of someone who's faced death and chosen life. I want to do this right, he says, kneeling in my sister's hospital-turned-dorm room, surrounded by boxes and memories. With family. With the person who reminds me every day why I'm fighting to build something better. The ring is simple, elegant, not a status symbol, but a promise. Yes, I say, pulling him up to kiss him. Yes, to all of it. The complicated, dangerous, beautiful life. Yes. Lily whoops, throwing her graduation cap in the air. Finally, I was starting to think you'd never ask her. You knew? I stare at Dominic. I asked her permission 3 months ago. He grins, more relaxed than I've ever seen him. Told you I like to be prepared. The wedding is small, intimate, just family and the people who matter. Catherine, Marcus, a handful of trusted associates. No society spectacle, No political chess match, just two people promising to choose each other every day, despite and because of everything that comes with those choices. We honeymoon in Italy, Tuscany, where my grandmother used to live. Dominic buys a villa there, talking about future summers, about children who will grow up knowing both worlds, about building something that lasts beyond violence and fear. 2 years later, I'm pregnant. We're sitting in the redesigned pediatric ward when I tell him, watching children play in the new recreation room his foundation funded. A girl, I say, my hand on my still flat stomach. I think it's a girl. His hand covers mine, and his eyes shine with tears he won't let fall. Like my mother. Like my sister. Like all the women who make men like you possible, I correct gently. Strong, brave, unafraid to love dangerously. He kisses me there, in the hospital ward, surrounded by children fighting for their lives and parents fighting for hope. It's not a fairy tale ending. There's no happily ever after in his world, just happy for now and the choice to keep fighting for it. But as I watch him play with a little boy who's lost all his hair to chemotherapy, making the kid laugh with terrible magic tricks, I think about the Mafia boss who needed a partner for his gala, about the waitress who caught a falling chandelier and somehow caught his heart too, about how sometimes the most dangerous choice is the right one. Emma? Dominic looks up. That little boy in his lap, the future visible in his eyes. You ready to go home? Home. Not my apartment in Brooklyn or even the Tribeca penthouse, though that's where we'll sleep tonight. Home is wherever he is, wherever we choose to build our life together, one dangerous, beautiful day at a time. Yeah, I say, taking his free hand. Let's go home. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you love this story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.